What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning into my channel, My Miraculous Life. It's me, Michael Paul, Mike Peasy, whatever you know me as. The name of today's story is called A Cracked Egg for Cops. I know, right? You're thinking, what a title. What kind of story is this about? All right, well, before we jump into it, go ahead, hit like, maybe even subscribe, ding, and don't forget to leave me a comment. I would love to hear from the people that are watching these videos. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Tell me what I'm doing great. Just tell me something. All right, without further ado, you guys already know the deal. Maybe you're doing this at home with your kids now. Maybe, I don't know, right before you're about to spank him, you tell him, ooh, it's discipline time. We're about to break it down. That's right. All right, this story begins when I was 16 years old. Before I had found God, I was super rebellious. So I had decided one day that I was going to try to impress a girl. And I not only was going to try to impress her, but I was going to take her out on an amazing date that she would never, ever forget. I had decided to take the copy of my mom's car key and to go to my local hardware store and make as many copies as I possibly can. So in case she ever busted me and decided to take the car key back, well, I would have a spare to my spare to my spare to my spare. Not to give any teenagers any ideas. Throwing that out there. So, I'm getting ready to leave. I'm getting, all jazzed up. I'm getting all G'd up to the core, whatever it is you want to call it. And my little sister notices, where are you going? You're getting ready. How are you going to go? She starts asking. Not only does she know that I'm up to something bad, but she decides that she's going to blackmail me unless that I let her get involved. So, I go and pick up the girl that I am trying to hang out with my little sister in the car. And not only that, we have to stop and pick up her friends. So before you know it, in a car that can fit 5, we have about 7 people in the car. We're driving around, we're bumping music, when all of a sudden, I get the most horrendous idea to buy as many cartons of eggs as possible. So we go to Circle K. Luckily enough for me, these eggs were on sale for $1.39. We bought 12 dozens of eggs. Between all of us, we were driving around, throwing eggs at as many cars that we can. Some of the people in the car would be like, hey, I really hate this person. They live on this street. Do you mind if we go over there and just throw a couple eggs at their house? I said yes. I can't believe I said yes to all this, and I totally agreed to it. So we went driving around throwing eggs. As we're pulling up, we're probably about 40 minutes into it, into a neighborhood that I'm unfamiliar with. I see the most amazing Infiniti that my dream car that I probably always wanted, right? Some people say Infiniti, why? So I look at it and I tell everybody in the car as I'm driving, nobody throw an egg at that car. It's beautiful. As I'm driving past it, I hear splat, 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 splat. Oh, heartbreaking. Not only was the car egged, but the lights turned on. And not only did the lights turn on, the car turned on. And it flipped a U-ey and came around to follow us. Windshield wipers wiping off egg yolk and egg white. No protein. Anyways, we go driving around. I'm like freaking out. I don't know this neighborhood. I'm like, turn here, turn there, trying to ditch them, dodge them so that way they don't see where we park. I come to a dead end in a cul-de-sac. The guy gets out of the car. Huge Samoan guy. Like 6 foot something. Again, I'm about the size of, I don't know, Kevin Hart, right? We're around the same size, me and him. I gotta say, maybe he's a little funnier than I am. Just a little bit. So, I get out of the car. I don't know what to tell this guy. Hey, I'm sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean for them to throw an egg at your beautiful car. That ain't gonna work, right? So he comes up to me and he says, hey brother, I don't even know who you are. I don't even know what your deal is or why you're coming to egg my car. Now guess what? I'm calling the cops and they're coming to get you. I'm 16 years old. I don't have a valid driver's license. I don't have insurance. The car's not even under my name. I was just trying to impress one of the girls in the car to take her on a date, and this was going horribly wrong. I told the guy out of nowhere, look, you need to move your nice car or this little Toyota Corolla is going to ram into it. And I seriously don't mind because your car will be a lot more damaged than what my car will be. He said, fine. Pulled out of the way. I hear police sirens in the background. And they're far away, getting closer and closer and closer and closer. I take off. I find out that I'm on one of the main roads. I'm going down Rose Avenue as fast as I can, maybe like 55, 60 miles an hour. It starts to drizzle, like heavily drizzle, maybe light rain drizzle. I slam on the brakes to hit the red light, and I hydroplane right into a traffic pole. A giant metal traffic pole. My head was slammed into the steering wheel. My little sister bumped her head with another person. Everybody was hurt in the car. Instead of staying there, I reversed the car and I said, no, I'm not going down like this tonight. And I drive off through a really dangerous neighborhood with the car smoking as long as it can. I hit it all the way to one of the guy's houses, all the way at the very end of Rose Avenue by the college. For some of you that don't know, it's about 3.5, 4 miles away. I don't know what to do. I'm standing there. By this time, it's already 2:30 in the morning. Everybody's like, we need to call the cops. What are we going to do? I have no idea what to do. I call my older brother. I woke his butt up, and I asked him for the biggest favor of my life. He came, took everybody home. Not only did he do that, thanks, Mr. Boatman. I appreciate it. Not only did he give everybody a ride home, but he gave me a ride home. And one of the worst things I had to ever do that I'll never forget was walk inside my house. My mom was waiting on the couch. She already knew something was wrong because we were both gone on a school night, and it was around 3 o'clock in the morning by this time. The first words that come out of her mouth is, where did you go, and where is my car? Having to explain all of this was really tough for me. I took your car. I was trying to impress somebody. I crashed it. My mom then told me, you have one or two choices of what to do. Because I am your mom and I don't want anything to happen to you, I will call and report it as if I was the one who crashed. No, I told her. If I choose to follow God and do all the right things, then I gotta do the right thing. Not only did I ask my brother to take me back where the car was, where I had cleverly decided to plan out a scenario to make it look like an accident that didn't actually happen. I had parked the car over the curb. I had put broken pieces of the car from the car crash that I had collected and scattered it into the ground. I made it look as if I crashed there in that neighborhood, when in reality I didn't. My brother said, are you sure you want to do this? And I said yes. I then picked up the phone around 3:30 in the morning and I called 911. Within 5 minutes, police officer arrives. He sees the car half on the curb, sees pieces of the car everywhere, and he asks who was driving. I admit that I was the one driving the car. Furthermore, I admit everything that I had done. Throwing the eggs, trying to impress a girl. It was really tough for me in that moment. I could have easily lied and gone with this fabricated story that I knew wasn't the truth to help myself get out of hot water, to help alleviate some of the pressure and justify my wrongs. Or I could have bared the honest truth and been ready for the punishment that was going to come my way. See, what you guys don't know is that right before, in those 5 minutes that the police officer came, I prayed. I took a step away from my brother and I walked to a corner and I asked God to prepare me for what was going to come in that moment. If I was going to be arrested for property damage, if anybody was going to press charges for possibly causing an accident while they're driving, having an egg thrown on your windshield and splattered can really, really be dangerous. I was ready for the consequence because I knew that if I lived by a lie, that the consequences that God would bear for me would be far much worse. The police officer, he was in shock, in awe, and he asked me, "So you're calling me to tell me the truth about a crime that you committed? You're calling on yourself?" 16-year-old kid. And I said, "Yes. And I'm also ready to be arrested if I need to." See, what I didn't realize is that in that moment that God was looking at me. And not only did the police officer let me go, he actually helped tow our car, took no report of it, and told me that if he did, it was going to ruin my life forever with this on my record. But because I chose to do the right thing and be honest, he was going to give me a break. And the only reason I can tell you this story is because this happened to me. So I'm here to talk to that person that is out to live a life that's not true to yourself. For the people that lie to yourselves. For the people that say, "You know what? I have this much. I don't need anything or anybody." That's right, I'm talking to the people right now that are scared to tell the truth to themselves. See, a lot of us, we want to portray our lives to be something that it's really not. You could see it on social media, that I'm eating here at this place. I drive this car. This is what my family does in our free time. I'm a motivated person. I'm a sexy person. All these things I've come to find in the past couple weeks on social media. And I know what you're saying. Are you a nun or a priest of some sort? I might as well have been. I took a break from social media for 10 years just to come back and find out that people are lying to themselves more now than ever. So I'm asking you and daring you to be honest with yourself today. One of the greatest misconceptions in this life is that once you attain the white picket fence, that you have the matching cars in the driveway, that you have the beautiful children in the big house, that is when you will then find happiness. That's one of the greatest lies that we can live into. And it sounds great. It sounds like everything we aspire and work for in our life to attain. But in reality, the core behind the happiness has always been within yourself. So if you're one of those people that has to feel that you have to uphold this image and facade to what you're really not, this message is for you. I dare you. I dare you today to just be honest with yourself and remember that the truth shall set you free. If your life is a mess, let's show it's a mess. If your life is amazing, let's show it's amazing. Our lives are to be transparent with each other. One of the worst things that we can always do to each other is when we ask each other, "Hey, how are you doing?" "I'm doing good." "I'm doing great." These are all lies. Sometimes we should be honest with ourselves and with others, because you never know what message you just might need to hear. So that's it. This is the story of how I cracked a couple eggs to get to the cops. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope that you're still watching the video, because if you're not watching the video, then this is just a whole waste of time. I don't even know why I wore these glasses for you guys today. Who knows? I don't know. Have yourself a great day, you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. God bless.